This movie was underwhelming, but it was still decent. So we get Ghost Rider 40 something minutes in this almost 2 hour long movie. They waited until the 40-minute mark for him to, finally turn into Ghost Rider. The dude that plays Harvey Bullock plays Ghost Rider's friend in this movie. He sadly dies in this movie, which I honestly completely forgot about. I thought, I knew he wasn't in the sequel. I remembered that. So I just thought, maybe they forgot about him, but no, he dies. It doesn't really matter. Like, Ghost Rider walks in, looks down at nothing, and says Mac, which is his friend's name. And that's all the mention of his best friend. He literally doesn't matter in this movie, even though he is the only other reoccurring character in this movie. Then we got Blackheart and his three little goons. They hype up the goons. They don't hype them up too much, like, oh, they're this huge deal. But they still treat them like they're going to be hard to fight. The first one crashes into Johnny, and he's stuck against a wall, and he's like, oh, Ghost Rider wasn't as hard as I thought. Then Ghost Rider gets out, burns him. He asks for mercy, and he goes, I'm all out of mercy. And then he murders him. That's the whole fight. So he really wasn't that hard. Second one is this dude with wind powers. He actually puts up kind of a fight. Johnny can't fight him because, he's just wind. He sets his chain on fire, and then that hurts him somehow, because now the fire can hurt wind or something. So it kills him. Then the last dude is this dude named Wallows, I think. And he has like water powers, and he fights Johnny underwater. Then he turns into Ghost Rider because he was fighting him as normal Johnny Cage. And not Johnny Cage, Johnny Blaze. I'm thinking of Nicolas Cage. But yeah, Johnny Blaze turns into Ghost Rider. The dude's like, oh shit. And then Ghost Rider kills him. So it was very anticlimactic. They weren't hyped up too much, but at the same time, they were hyped up enough that you thought they were going to be a problem. But they weren't. Blackheart wasn't a big problem, but he's like the longest fight in this movie. Mephisto was in this movie, so that's kind of cool, but he doesn't do much. I remember when Mephisto kept being rumored that he was going to be in Scarlet Witch, and that never happened. Oh, that stuff was funny. Some weird stuff here and there, like, oh, she's not in love with him. Oh, she is. Oh, she's not. It's very weird. We also have this thing with, she comes to his house, his hand's on fire, so he has to hide it behind his back while she's there. He keeps trying to get her to leave, but they just kind of forget about it, and now his hand's not on fire anymore. They don't show him, like, get under control of it or anything, and he shouldn't be able to be under control of it, because he's trying to control it, but he still can't, especially not at night. So that's when he turns into it. This movie had its moments, but it really wasn't that good. I'm hoping the second one's better.